Here we go from Heinz Field as Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action here on 1st down. And no, incomplete. Boy, they took a shot there on the first play, trying to start it out with a bang, but it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A Dallas 1st down. Prescott hooking up with Beasley. 1st down, Prescott. And this one caught by Beasley. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. Now Prescott. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Black 30. Focus. Check. Watch King.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Black 30.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Hey. Set. Like 80.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And the third down pass falls incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Well, Dallas works their way back out here on offense, Charles. Let's look back to their game last week against Houston. The play that folks were talking about afterwards, at least the Dallas fans, was when they elected to punt it on 4th and 1 from Houston's 42.
Yeah, in overtime, Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. A lot of Dallas fans thought turning handed to Zeke, let him pick up the first down and go down and win the ball game. But the head coach, Jason Garrett, said they went for it on 3rd and 2, didn't get much, so it was 4th and a long 1, and he thought his defense was playing well, wanted to pin them deep. So give a lot of credit to Deshaun Watson and the Houston offense, coming from, I believe, their own 10 to get into field goal range for Kaimi Fairbairn to win the game in overtime. But I will tell you this, in today's NFL, I'm taking the gamble more than I'm not. I want possession of the football. I want to determine my own fate.
And because they did not determine their own fate, the Cowboys fell to 2 and 3. A first down throw for Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Roethlisberger will hand a counter. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second down, Prescott. And he finds Beasley complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out. Here's Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. T.J. Watt, tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Prescott to throw it. Wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And now look at him go. 30, 10, 5. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Elliott. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and settle them down.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. Pittsburgh Steelers working their way back out here on offense. Last week, a much-needed win for Steeler Nation. Now they're at 2-2-1, so we'll see what the future holds. But, you know, things have not been, shall we say, harmonious so far in Pittsburgh.
Well, I think that the harmony started to get recreated in the win against Atlanta. Antonio Brown had a big day, finally got into the end zone with a touchdown catch. He and Big Ben Roethlisberger back on the so-called same page, singing from the same hymnal, shall we say. And that team really played well, but the flip side of it is their defense had been giving up a lot of points. They held the high-flying Atlanta Falcons to 17. That bodes well for the future, too.
And the Wi-Fi wasn't so spotty in that game. It was pretty good reception. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, boys, got 4 down. Set. Right, 80.
Connor. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Back to Heinz Field after this.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Set! 180!
Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. He gets it to Brown, complete. And all the way up to the 47-yard line. It's a big play. Roethlisberger to Brown, 47 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Prescott again. Eluding the pressure right. And some room to maneuver. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And they'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. The give is to Elliott. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott rolling to his right. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
Jack 16. Set. Wide 80. Wide 87.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Going for it all. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This a 43-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Demarcus Lawrence in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Hey, set. Black 30.
Here's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, complete. That's James. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still in a...
He's got a man. Complete. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 78 yards. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they go in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, they had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They go to Elliott again. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On third down, it's Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 23. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now it's Connor. And some space here. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Jack 16.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
They'll run at Stephen Ridley. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time, able to knock it through.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Prescott now drops it underneath to Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Prescott from the gun. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here's Connor. He's to the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Malik Collins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down. They go play action with Roethlisberger. And the pressure gets to him again. Jalen Smith in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. They go play action now. Roethlisberger under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this score will stay right where it is. So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Prescott looks to throw on first. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Prescott. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
They run with Connor. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Prescott on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 18, and his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Focus, focus.
The drive will start with Connor, and he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Ready? Wide 80.
Roethlisberger going to throw it. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And McDonald here over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Now Roethlisberger on first down. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger looking for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.
What's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. What's up, gang? Hey, I got that chicken to go. I'm gone. A lot of these look lost.